Did you vote today? Or did you allow them to steal your vote, your voting identity, and vote against you? Oh, you think they wouldn't do that, huh? Well, if you didn't vote and you're in the habit of not voting, I challenge you to go on the website and see if you registered to vote. If you did not register you to vote, and you find that you're registered to vote, someone stole your vote. They voted against you, chances are. I mean, if you smoke medical marijuana, they've been voting it down. Okay, you think that the treasonous traders posing as government wouldn't invest money to hire a company to see who's not voting and steal their voting identity? You think they wouldn't do that? Put you on record as voting against things that you would want in your life? Oh no, they wouldn't do that. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't do something evil like make hydrogen and electric cars and the research of them illegal 100 years ago, or marijuana, so that they could illegally force market pharmaceuticals, which is a sorcery of man, and they could illegally force market oil that they steal from God out of the ground. It's not even their oil. It's not theirs to sell. you know, I mean, the water, that's different. You know, you process water. People need that to survive, but we don't need the oil. They just, they're controlled by shitworms. They want to damage this device we're on. We're 9 dimensions deep in 12-dimensional spirit scan. We're in the 3rd dimension. Yeah, we don't even exist yet. Our spirits are being scanned while we're here. To get here, we laid everything in escrow to see if we'd be good candidates for the real version of this shit this simulates, right? We laid it all in escrow. If we fail to graduate from this, our wealth is regarded as wealth of the wicked. It goes to those who do graduate. As of now, less than 1 billion people have graduated from this. I mean, if you look into the future, there's less than 1 billion inhabitants on the real version of this, that graduated. Part of this is the eyes of the Lord are everywhere, even in your own head. They're in your spirit. Your spirit is equipped with a monitoring device. It records everything you hear, everything you see, everything you do, everything you fail to do, all your thoughts, all your words. It records it all. And it's non-tamperable, non-deletable. And those that you negatively affect, their spirit memory is non-tamperable, non-deletable. You see? Which goes to say, if you positively affect entities, then that's there too, right? And you need those balances that you're not being programmed to create for yourself. Getting programmed to self-servience and shit like they are. No, the treasonous traders posing as government, they never do anything evil like disarm a whole nation and then turn terrorists loose on them, to kill them, just maliciously run amok, burning their cities down and killing them in the name of some non-existent false prophet, right? It's like, oh, they'd never do that, really? Well, what's happening overseas then? What's happening in God's land? God is angry about how they divided his land. That's his land. The land of Israel, that's his land. The borders are his borders, what he set up, right? And they want to call themselves, they're going to break shit up and they're going to set borders. No, man don't have no right to set no borders. Anybody who defies that will not be allowed to exist. There you go. So, oh no, the government would never do nothing like that. The government would never create false flags like the Shah of Iran shit back in the, like 1980, to distract from what the UN, which is them, is funding in Bosnia, to take a whole bunch of children as sex slaves, and all their rich dignitaries can come fuck them and gang fuck them and torture them, and then they torture them to death so that they snuffed out their witness. Well, their witness didn't die, did they? Because spirit memory is non-tamperable, non-deletable. There's no such thing as diplomatic immunity. And those who think they granted it will also have to suffer in the time loops as the victims of those who they granted that diplomatic immunity to. There's no such thing as diplomatic immunity. You're on God's shit. This is God, Christ, and Lucifer's spirit scan you're on. You're on a planet in their spirit scan. You know, you're pretty goddamn cocky to think at this point that you exist. Okay? When you don't exist yet. But you're pretty cocky in your own non-existence, aren't you? You're like them shitworm-controlled monsters who think they have power. Yeah, they're desecrating the land. You know, God's angry about what they're doing to the oil, the planet. His real estate, which is Israel, Jerusalem, and all that. He's angry about every innocent droplet of blood shed by, anybody who's an infidel, which, an infidel is anybody who claims to love God, Allah, while denying that Jesus Christ, Yeshua, is his son. Okay, so I guess that qualifies the Muslim Islamics as infidels, doesn't it? Yeah, judge not, motherfuckers, you see? Because according to God, y'all the infidels. It's his input that matters. It's his opinion that matters, not yours. You don't matter because, chances are you don't exist. You shedding blood. You associating God, Allah to it. You're going 2 dimensions, maybe 3 dimensions out to be time looped as your victims when you die here. Yeah. Thought you existed, didn't you? Dumbass. Yeah. Okay, that's what you get for following retards. The hidden prophecy of Daniel was not entrusted to. That's only entrusted to real prophets, you see? And if your prophet didn't tell you about the hidden prophecy of Daniel, then he wasn't a real prophet, was he? Okay, there you go. So, your government wouldn't do none of this stuff. Oh, they wouldn't torture little Bosnian children and make sex slaves out of them. They wouldn't give all the power of the whole nation to a bunch of pedophiles and freaks. Oh no, they'd never do nothing like that. They're the government. They look out for us. They take care of us. Really? You better watch yourself. You're a kid. They're programming you to put yourself in their clutches. Yeah, they want you to drink their alcohol so that you'll get 3 driving under the influence offenses within a certain amount of time, and then they can rigorously ramrod you. If you're in Michigan, there's like corrupt bull dykes like Chris Seeger and hearing officer Ojabina. Chris Seeger's from Catholic Services, and hearing officers Ojabina's from Secretary of State. And right now, currently, they're using MCL 257.303 is a big, huge strap on that they got me bent over, ramming it up in me. Yeah. Take that, yeah, take that, yeah, we got the power of the law, we're gonna abuse that power, we're rapists, let me rape you, yeah, let me fuck you, in your ass, and that's Chris Seeger and Ojabina every fucking day on the Mail Me. Every day. They never take a break from it. Chris Seeger had her opportunity to be truthful, honest, and professional. She was paid good money to do so. She instead opted to act like a molested little freak, like Uncle Frank smoked weed and had her sucking his dick as a child, so now she hates all people who smoke weed. Oh, God, here with that horrible pot. Yeah, and Oja being a screechy-ass monster bitch won't let you get a word in edgewise. Too retarded to look at facts. I had a clean drug test to contest this cartoonish, rape of my character disguised as a diagnosis by Chris Seeger of marijuana dependency. Yeah, she's got a dependency on raping people. Yeah, let me tell you about this bitch. When we pulled up at St. Mary's Church for me to go see this bitch, she was waiting outside. Why? So she could write it in her little evil report if I came driving up. She has power thing, that she is all about stopping you from driving. This is the people that your government forces you to go to. People like this, that they're fucked up in their head. They don't know nothing about marijuana or its benefits, but they're supposedly substance abuse counselors. She gave me a marijuana dependency based on my religious beliefs and my words. At the time, I was abstinent. It drove my PSA levels up. I have that as proof, as well as the clean drug test. Okay? And this bitch, I'm gonna just fuck him. With the Secretary of State. I'm going to put this shit on public record as evidence against him. And I'm going to make him have to go interact with, people he despises. I despise chemical toilets and alcoholics, man. I want to kill them when I see them. And you want me to go interact with them? Why? Because you want me to become a news story where I heard one too many alcoholics pass the buck on their own weakness, and I finally flipped out, jumped across the room, and fucking grabbed that bitch motherfucker and broke his motherfucking neck. Right? I'm tired of this weak shit because they're weak. I can't have a driver's license based on my religious beliefs about marijuana, based on the fact that it does do what the chemicals won't, based on the fact that based on my the fact that I have a medical marijuana card, and not based on my usage. It's illegal. Chris Seeger is a fucking rapist monster. Catholic Services owes me. I went into that Catholic church and got raped, man. Where's my motherfucking money? Yeah. So you owe it to yourself to put your crack pipe down. Put your crack pipe down. Pull your plump white butt cheeks up off of the dope man dick you've been riding. Go out and get in your fucking car and go to the fucking polls and fucking vote against them. The shitworm controlled monsters. Your vote won't matter, granted. I mean, George Bush being in office, Obama getting in office, the terrorist attacks that they pulled off within office, like the terrorist attacks of the illegal tax, the terrorist attacks of the illegal tax breaks for the wealthiest percentile that crippled the economy, and then the illegal Obamacare mandates, penalizing hardworking taxpayers for not being able, now that they've been raped of their money. Oh, now you can't afford Obamacare. Let me stiff it to you, and it's like Obama's like this crazed ghetto child that got turned loose in a candy store or something, okay? And it's like, okay, he goes and he creates this big mess with Obamacare, and instead of cleaning it up like a man would do, a man would, oh my God, I didn't realize I did that, let me clean that up for you. No, you ain't got to pay no penalties. I'm sorry about that. It's already bad enough, the shit we doing with it. No, he acts like a little bitch child, like he was molested by all his uncles and shit. And he runs amok through the candy store, making more messes. You see, just one mess after the other. Got his little executive order pen, wielding it like a saber, knocking everything off the counters and shit. Mass immigration, bibbidi blah blah blah. It's like, hey, they already had curses on them at $900,000 per penny every time them immigrants abuse the system, come over here for 6 months and go back home for 6 months, then come back over here, and they keep collecting those checks, rotating those checks, collecting a $24,000 check every time they do that. That's $900,000 per penny. They're just costing the rich white devils who own the government in America, bitch. It ain't costing the government a goddamn dime. They don't got nothing. But it's costing them rich bankers and all them evil white devils, and they can die in debt. Every penny over $420 million is in debt, okay? And they will be time looped as slaves to repay their money. God said, if you will not work with your own two hands, you better not eat, motherfucker. And he means that shit. So, you a gangster, you a thug, you got money, you got yours. Did you work for it? Oh, well, then it ain't yours. It ain't yours no more than that oil they're selling is theirs. Okay? It ain't yours no more than the votes that they putting up are theirs. You see? Wake the fuck up. Get up, go vote. You gotta fight. You gotta fight. You can't just sit there and smoke your pipe and suck your dope man dick all the time. You gotta do something else.